Hello, my name is Waylon Lewis, and every week we'll bring you a new podcast with Elephant Journal.
Hey friends, my name is Waylon. Today I wanted to talk briefly about vulnerability. It's what truly terrifies toxic masculinity, and if we're being fair, all of us. The good news about vulnerability is the more that we're vulnerable, the easier it gets, and the more comfortable it gets. And it gets less scary, not more scary. In recent days and months, I've talked about some vulnerable things. And by day, people who see me around town see me being fun, friendly, social. I can be a bit of a social butterfly. I love people. I love farmers market. I love biking around. I love dogs. I love sunshine. And then online, they're reading all these vulnerable things that I'm writing. And it's not because I'm trying to get attention. Because as I teach in Elephant Academy, there's a thing called emotionalism where we try to milk our emotions or our trauma or our hard times, our broken hearts, which are all very valid and real, but we try to almost misuse them or exploit our tough experiences to get attention. But that actually corrodes the very source of our vulnerability, which is our good hearts. And it kind of twists it. There's a turn of the screw there. So why am I writing about vulnerability? Because there's this magic thing called being genuine and connecting with other people that writing empowers. Various art forms empower. Dance empowers. Visual arts can empower. Teaching can empower. And just being with our good friends or our community, we can do it through that. So art, from a Dharma point of view, from a Buddhist point of view, is to be used not to just perform or get attention like on Instagram, but it's to genuinely connect. And so that's what I'm hoping to do when I do these videos or when we write on Elephant. And sometimes friends or community members, often men, which is curious to me, since our audience at Elephant is 85% women. So the fact that is 85% men, say, who have this kind of comment is interesting. And the comment is basically like, Waylon, why are you embarrassing yourself? Waylon, I thought you were cool. I guess you're a failure. It's literally things like that. And that to me is so interesting. One of my writing idols who was very vulnerable at a time when if you think toxic masculinity is strong now, it's much weaker than it was generations ago. F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote The Crack Up, which was this very avant-garde kind of happening thing where he wrote about kind of losing his wife was in an insane asylum. He was taking care of her. Things were falling apart for him. He was alcoholic. And he wrote about it very vulnerably. And one of many people's writing idols, who's a wonderful writer, wonderful, incredible human being, but also a jerk and a cruel, someone who fully bought into the toxic masculinity thing, the definition of it, really, Ernest Hemingway, who was a good friend of Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald had actually invited into, his relationship with Maxwell Perkins, his editor, and helped him get published and helped him become famous. Ernest Hemingway not only didn't support Fitzgerald when he dared to be vulnerable and write The Crack Up, he actually publicly said, Fitzgerald needs to shut up. He's being embarrassing. He's embarrassing himself. So I just wanted to remind all of us a very simple thing, a super simple thing, that vulnerability is not failure. Vulnerability is actually, if it's genuine, vulnerability is actually the surest route, the quickest route to healing and to resiliency. Resiliency being a fancy word for true strength. for strength that can handle the winds of change, for strength that can handle loss, death, a broken heart, a business failure, our beloved dog dying before his time, for true strength. Because the sort of toxic masculine thing, which not all men buy into by any means, is rigid, right? And rigidity is strong, but it'll break under pressure. True strength, in the analogy, is more like bamboo, and it bends with the winds, but it still comes back to its shape. It's still strong. So I hope that's helpful, that when you share vulnerability, you're not just hanging your dirty laundry out to dry in public, but that you're inviting others to be honest. I don't regard vulnerability as failure. I regard vulnerability as true strength. So I hope that's helpful to anyone else. I hope you can relate. If not, please comment. If so, please comment. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely life and a lovely day. If this is the only time we ever connect, please read Pema Chodron. From Waylon Lewis and Elephant, adieu, adieu.